got a whole lot of new money though. Raindrop, drop top, smoking no cook in the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, cooking up dope in the pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't turn nobody with the trick, nobody. All of the gang and they coming to gang. Got me a river to do with my shit.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. Excited to have you guys with us. Welcome to your afternoon Betspresso right here on the Betting News Network. That is Mr. Colby Marcio. That is Vsauce. We are not with Shaggy Betts today, but he is celebrating his first anniversary as a married man. So he is out with his missus. So congratulations, Mr. Shaggy Betts. My name is Sweatpan Jesus. So stoked to have you guys here right here on the channel. Boys, happy Monday. Happy sports holiday, because it is the sports equinox today. Excited to have you guys with us. How we doing today, guys?
Fantastic. I'd be even better if Kobe agrees to bet a little bit of NBA with us today on this momentous sports equinox.
You know, if you look at my last tweet, it's NBA related, so I think that's close enough.
You
I haven't
Jimmy
been on
Butler.
the Twitter machine in the last hour, so now I'm excited.
I tagged Jimmy Butler.
I hope he gets back to you, dude. That would be hilarious. What up, Nanny? How's it going? Excited to have you here. Yep, exactly. Nanny, we need to know. We actually talked about this morning because big week this week. It's Halloween this week on Thursday. We are going to have newsflash chat. We're going to have a dress-up party on Halloween, so we're all going to be coming in costumes. So, Nanny, we need to know if you are going to truly dress up like Mr. Marcio, because if you are, we need to see photos of this. If that's going to truly
It's the
happen.
easiest costume. You just have to get a fake mustache, or if you want to grow
And
yours
a
out,
chain.
Nanny. I don't know what you can do. I don't
We
know what
don't
magic
discriminate.
you whip up, but real easy. Fake chains, mustache, and then you got to get a haircut. Somebody said that in the chat.
I
and thought
know
it was
that's why.
It's so funny. Well, excited to have you guys here. Thanks for stopping by. We are going to talk about this. It is a sports equinox. All four of the major leagues are on today, so we are going to be talking about all of them. We got the World Series game through. We got a massive NHL slate. We got an NBA slate, and then we also have Monday Night Football to discuss with you guys. So we're going to go through and talk about a little bit of everything tonight with you guys and get you rocking and rolling. And we are going to cook a sports equinox parlay. So Colby will be betting NBA with us, whether he likes
Can
it
we also
or
just
not.
give Josh his flowers? I think he was the one in chat yesterday that dropped the Pats money line, Browns money line parlay. Was that you, Josh?
I think that was Josh. I love it when we're smart, yet we don't bet the things we talk about. That's the best, because then chat listens and they bet it. So
Chat, he's like smelling like a Browns Pats money line parlay today, boys. And none of us, we all pitched it. None of us had bet it. unfortunately.
Imagine betting against Jameis Winston.
we talked. At least we talked about him. Thank God for that. Dude,
Did
it's
you
a
see
good
him at
little.
the burger place after the game, and he's holding his burger like this, like literally like this?
First of
Unique
all,
dude.
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's a lot of things about it, but we talked about it. I mean, Kyle Hamilton dropped the game-ending interception, which was pain. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. But then Jameis threw that amazing pass, over 300 passing yards, which we talked about on the show yesterday, because the Ravens' passing defense is ass. And we it's just such an indictment on how fucking terrible of a situation Kevin Stefanski's been in, on the fact that Jameis Winston should have started like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Could you
Really?
imagine where the Browns would be right now if
Really?
Jameis Winston was starting?
It was the
What
first
do you
time
think?
that they scored over 20 points this year.
Do you know that Joe Flacco and Jameis Winston, I saw this tweet, Joe Flacco and Jameis Winston have 7 combined 300-plus passing yards in a game, 7 of them. You know how many Deshaun Watson has in all the starts he's had as a Brown? None. So
He's booty buns.
times.
He's dead.
Booty buns.
I think that might have been the last time we ever see Deshaun Watson on a football field.
Woo! Whoa!
And
Can we get a bang? Can we get a bang? Pull it up.
Yeah, play it up.
Pull it up.
Throw it up.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Pulls up, three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer!
Good riddance, Deshaun. Have a great life.
See ya.
Somewhere else. Yep, see you
Remember he
later.
was compared to
Never.
Michael Jordan? Classic.
Wonderful.
Thanks, Dabo.
Yeah, for real. For reals. All right. Anything else stood out for you weekend from you boys? NFL was crazy yesterday. Colby was trying to think of some college stuff, but
Yeah, I
anything
didn't
else?
think there was nothing really college-wise.
We had some crazy games in the NFL, though. That Pats game and the Jets, right? I think the Jets became the first team to hold another team under 250 yards, not turn the ball over, and still lose the game. You know, it might be time to push the panic button in New York. Might be time to blow it all up. Who knows what's going to look like, what this team's going to look like next year. There was that one. What was the other upset? The Ravens. That
Yeah,
divisional
Ravens.
game. We just talked about that one. That was another big one. And then
Yeah.
even that Jaguars one came right down to the end. The Jaguars back. Hopefully Jordan Love's okay. They're looking like it's day to day with a groin strain.
Do you think that they're going to go with Malik Willis? Do you think they start him next week, regardless of how healthy Love is? Because I would assume at this point it's gotten to the point where 100% Malik Willis might be better than a 60% Jordan Love. What do you think as a fan?
I don't know if better, but I think it just all depends on the injury. What we'll see during this week with practice and how he's feeling and things like that. Because again, even with the initial MCL injury, everybody thought he was going to be out at least 9 to 10 weeks. He came back in week 4. I think it was. Yeah, week 4 he was back. So it's just we'll see how he plays out during the week, because I know that he has a good tolerance for pain. He's been in pain the last few weeks playing, but against a big divisional opponent in Detroit, they're the divisional leaders. This game will be for the division lead. I think he's going to do everything he can to play, but as far as whether he does or not, I have no idea yet.
We haven't talked about this, but I'm assuming that you're going to want to scribble about that game this
Yes,
week.
please.
Yeah.
Lock me in. Kobe Stone has taken one Packers game from me this season, and it was the Packers game, I think it was.
Oh, Jesus. When Colby
Speaking of the
texted me and said
Titans,
it's the Titans. Oh, my God.
It's not this week. Or was that week? That was the week you're talking about?
Yeah, the week you texted me that it was the Titans. That was when the Titans were semi-bettable. They are not bettable anymore.
I think this week it's the Pats again, because mentioning them getting murdered by the Lions, teams playing the Lions, I'll have to look it up when I possibly write that game. But teams coming off playing the Lions typically are sluggish in the following week. It's just like it's a game they're all up for. It's a game that it's I said in our meeting this morning, it's everyone's Super Bowl this year. If you're not a good team, it's your Super Bowl. So your team looked like the New England Patriots against the 85 Bears. So
yeah,
I think they're 0-7 straight up, and it might be 0-7 against the spread as well, Kobe.
I think so.
Yeah.
Next week. Even the Rams beat the fucking Vikings this week, guys. I know it was a short week, but you can't tell me that if they played a different team last week, they don't make short work of this Rams team, right?
yeah.
I think that the Lions at this point, barring injury, are the favorite in the NFC right now. I like the Bucs a couple weeks ago, and we talked about this, but missing Evans and missing Godwin for the rest of the season are going to be really big for that team. And the 49ers still have injuries out the ass. So I think the Lions are the favorite in the NFC right now to possibly challenge the Chiefs.
It looked like they might make a trade too. Post game, they're talking to Dan Campbell, and he looked all like giddy and stuff like that. So if they bring in some kind of defensive lineman to now just shore up the only hole that they have defensively, it's going to be tough to beat this Lions team.
You want to know what's crazy? Because obviously I watched this game because I'm a Titans. I actually turned it off after the third quarter, and I just watched Red Zone from that point forward because it was 52-14. But what the crazy thing was is that they scored 52 points. They scored 35 points in the first half, and Jared Goff had like 65 passing yards. They had over 200 yards returning on punts and kickoff returns. They had the pick that got returned for like 40 yards. But the thing is the Titans' offense, which we all know sucks ass, actually moved the ball really well against the Lions defense. So they actually, without Aiden Hutchinson in the lineup, they need some help. Like against a good team that isn't, the worst, maybe one of the worst teams in football, like they're going to get exposed because their defense is not, I don't think, as good as they could be without Hutchinson. As Sook texted us this, and this is true, Hutchinson has been having an amazing season, but he actually covered up a lot of holes for them defensively, especially on the back end. And I think that that's something that they're going to have to replace moving forward. So, who knows? Anyone know if John Morant's playing? I think so from what I saw, but we'll talk about that in a minute. There was so many stats about that Titans game that were just wild, dude. Like it was like I couldn't believe what I was watching. Everyone say congrats on the sex to Shags. He's celebrating his 1-year anniversary for being a married man, and that's where Shaggy is right now. So Landon's like, I can't listen to these three bozos. Where is Shaggy? Where's that other long-haired man? Anyway. All right, boys. Anything else to mention from the weekend?
I think that's it. It was a fun weekend.
It was. It was a good weekend. Good weekend of sports. But now we have the beautiful day of the sports equinox. We have the World Series Game 3, which we're going to dive into first. We'll let Mr. Marcio take the wheel here and talk about this game. Maybe we get a series after tonight. It is in the Bronx tonight. As you guys know, Game 3 Dodgers up 2-0 right now in the series. The Yankees are favored in this game. Colbs, what do you like in this one?
I think that it's now or it's a sweep for the Yankees. And if they don't win tonight, I'm done. I'm completely done. I already don't think they're not going to win because they've had 2 games and 2 opportunities and in the game 2, they still had an opportunity to win. With the bases loaded in the top of the 9th, they had an opportunity to at least tie the game or put some runs up. But game 1, that was the one you had to have. It was one you should have had because of how bad. I can't even think of his name. Who's the pitcher? Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty.
Oh,
Yeah,
Flaherty.
they should have been all over him. And just terrible coaching, terrible calls, bringing in a guy that hasn't pitched in 4 weeks plus. Stupid. It feels like the best comparison. It feels like J.R. Smith in game 1 against the Golden State Warriors in 2018. It's that same vibe where you needed to get that win on the road. And then you got 3 games in the Bronx. You got three chances to go up 3-2. Is it possible? Yes. Are they going to do it? I don't know. You got tonight against Walker Buehler. We'll get into that play in a second, but tomorrow's definitely going to be a bullpen game. So you have back-to-back days of terrible pitching. You got to take advantage of terrible pitching. You have the home field advantage, and pretty much all the cap here tonight is home field advantage on top of just advanced analytics. And we're taking the Yankees in the first 5. They feature 5 elite hitters in the default ratings and 7 in the current season on Batters-Boxes time frames. 10 of the top 11 hitters are Yankees in the current season ratings. Walker Buehler has a poor rating today. Poor average hitter matchup, WOBA, ISO, and hard contact. He's giving up almost 45% hard contact, which is just insanity. Buehler's ERA on the road this season is 6.53. The Yankees need to take full advantage of the poor pitching, like I mentioned, and they have home field advantage. And you got to get the juices have to be flowing. You have to be starving for this game. You have to be starving, absolutely starving. Nothing short of everything you have tonight. And just a little fun little parlay. Jazz and Soto each get a hit at plus 165. 2 guys that have been seeing the ball phenomenal. They're both elite, and they have been major contributors to the small success that offense has had in the first 2 games of this series. And then hopefully we get a video tonight because Juan Soto is the only person in that lineup producing any runs. He's the only person producing anything. The guy's putting the team on his back. And at plus 450 and having an elite rating in both time frames is absolutely delectable. And like I said, it's literally now or it's never going to happen for them. And they really shouldn't be there if they can't get at least something in this series. It's just absolutely pathetic. I do not think the Dodgers are that much better than the Yankees with how poor their rotation is. And their rotation speaks for itself. You saw it all postseason, how it was just iffy and they still broke up because their offense is so good. I get the offense is electrifying, but the Yankees is just as good. They just look like absolute crap.
Yeah, I would agree that this feels like a must win.
It is. And they all have been. I mean, you could always say that with any series like that, but
sure.
The first 2, you had to have one. I can't believe they couldn't get one through. I did not going into the series, looking at what it was going to be. Game 2 was always on the fence. Game 1 was they had to win that game, and they didn't. They came out away and they couldn't finish the job. So tonight, at home, you got to make a statement.
I mean, shout out to you. You bet the Dodgers yesterday. Yesterday?
Yeah, game 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it yesterday? No.
Saturday.
Saturday. Yeah. Shout out the Dodgers. Capped that pretty well. Hard to bet against your team, but
Rodon's pitching. It was inevitable. I literally was at Jess's house, and her stepdad was like, "Rodon, the Sox guy." So they're like, "He's good," and I go, "He's gonna shove the first inning and then gonna get shelled." And sure enough, what happened?
Is he gonna overly celebrate his first 2 strikeouts and look
cringy
as fuck, and then just get shelled the rest of the game?
Oh my God! I couldn't believe after those back-to-back home runs in that massive inning, they brought him back out. Idiots.
Yeah.
So, Kobe, question for you. Just a couple of questions about the World Series here. Do you think that Boone needed to make any lineup changes? Because it looks like
yes. Oh my God! Thank you. I meant to mention that.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Let me pull it up. Judge is in the 3 spot tonight. If I was Boone, let me pull it up. If I was Boone, and to Landon's point, I have to write these games, so I'm not going to be biased and be like, "Oh, the Yankees." It's called working in sports.
Twitch.
So Judge is
you
batting
can't-
third. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say you can't be like me and just blindly bet the Titans all the time, chat. Like,
Hey,
gotta be
POD.
smart.
Titans money line.
Titans money line. They're winning every game.
So Judge is third. Obviously Glaber Soto works 1-2. And then you got Stanton and Chisholm. Honestly, I would move Jazz to 3 and move Aaron back to where Jazz is at the 6 spot. 5 spot, excuse me. Have Stanton stay at the 4 spot. I know they've been trying to do that left right order, but I just don't understand. I think if say they keep him here today, it's fine. You're at home. Maybe the juices will be a little bit more. He's going to be in a better headspace, Judge. If he does nothing today, they have to make a change and they have to do something tomorrow, because I would think that's poor coaching and that's poor leadership by Judge by saying everything's fine. You got to make a change. You can't be, well, we've been here all year like this. No. You don't have time to figure that out. You have to change today.
So on this point, I texted Colby about this earlier because I wanted to do like an Equinox parlay myself, and so I put something together and posted it on Betting News, you guys. And I haven't been following baseball, but I just looked. I looked at the stats and down 2-0, and I was like, you know what? If you're gonna give me Aaron Judge for over 1.5 total bases for plus money in this type of spot back at home, I'm gonna take it. So, chat, you know that I'm not really a big baseball guy. I took it though. Give me Aaron Judge over 1.5 total bases plus 115. I know everything you're saying. He's been ice cold, but maybe, I don't know. It just feels like the type of spot where he comes up there and knocks one into the fucking New York sun, or this New York
Somebody
sky.
who wants this to happen, I hope you win every money that book has.
I don't know, man.
I kind of agree with what SPJ was saying after all the talk, like just for the last 2 days, because they've had this 2-day break in between these games. There's been a whole bunch of talk about Aaron Judge. And I feel like sometimes when that kind of happens, whatever sport it is, that's when a player either kind of rises up to the moment, right? No pun intended, because with Aaron Judge, or you kind of fade into like mediocrity.
That was a good one.
I think that this is a place where he's going to rise up.
V,
right?
take a moment. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
give
you.
yourself the flowers.
All rise in the moment.
Everybody's going to be sitting there, Yankee Stadium. The entire weight of that entire city is going to be riding on this guy's shoulders. They made the switch. They made the decision to not change the lineup, to go with him still in that 3 spot, right?
3 spot.
And
3 spot.
look for him to kind of, and especially as Walker Buehler, who has been dog shit all fucking year. Back from injury was terrible. At no point in the season did he pick it up. Now he's getting his first start in the World Series on the road in New York. We know what that environment's going to be like today. Not even just the game. Imagine them getting to the city, getting to the stadium, everything that's going on in the streets of New York right now. There's so much narrative in this one. I think we got to Judge to hit a nuke.
I think the most interesting thing that happens for at least your play, SPJ, is how are the fans going to react to his first at bat? Are they booing? Or I've seen a lot of tweets about wanting to give him the Trey Turner treatment with like cheering for him. I don't know what to expect. I'm not a big boo your guy. I'm obviously I don't have that New York blood in me. I live in the city of losers. So we're booing everybody. So I just think you back your captain. I think it would be insane. It would be typical New York, but it would be absolutely insane to boo your captain. Insane. He literally is, like I told you, SPJ, he is the heartbeat of the team. I hate that. I do love that other guys have stepped up, but he is the vibe, the energy. He sets the tone for everything for that dugout and that lineup, and you can feel it. I hate that I feel it. And like even last game, how it came down to the end, I felt like there was no chance. Yeah. Even though they had the bases loaded with, I think, 1 out, no chance. There was no hunger.
I just, in these back to the wall situations, when you go back home, kind of like what V said, I don't know, just got to back the guys.
Have you been wearing the turtlenecks in LA or not? Because there's no turtlenecks in LA, right?
It's too warm, I think, dude.
Exactly. So I mean, the turtleneck will be coming back.
The turtlenecks are so sexy.
This is the turtleneck narrative play. They got the turtlenecks on. They're just gonna fucking
You heard that they brought up
the ball.
special turtlenecks from Jeter's
Yeah.
game? Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, you get the soft California guys like, oh, this is too cold for me.
This is too cold. They're all in turtlenecks. They look like the whatever year Yankees. And I mean, we've seen teams in the World Series win 4 straight, rattle off 4 straight after going down 2-0, right? It's not unheard of. And I don't want this series to end 3-1 or fucking 4-0.
I want at least 6 games. I want at least 6 games.
Come on.
I said before they even made it to the World Series when it was the ALDS. I'm like, I don't think they win at all, but it's real cool. Like going into it, my unbiased take was they have a chance because of how terrible this pitching is for the Dodgers. They got nobody.
So
You got to go to a bullpen game in Game 5
So bad.
that's
or
nuts.
Game 4. Excuse me.
Yeah.
If they didn't have Freddie Freeman going fucking bonkers right now, where would the team be? He had a triple to start off Game 1.
Where would your team be if Boone doesn't make a bonehead play in the bottom of the 9th?
That was we were sitting there watching the game on stream, and we are like, "Wait, what is happening? What the fuck is happening? Why is Nasty Nestor coming out of the bullpen?"
Dude, why was he on the team? Why is he playing Nestor? I don't understand. I don't understand. I was like, okay, what? I wouldn't have mind Luke Weaver getting the hair's bad. I wouldn't have mind Luke Weaver getting an extra batter. I wouldn't mind Cousins staying out there. Why did Garrett Cole get pulled with 88 pitches? Why?
Is that a case of the league being too soft?
Nothing was literally happening. I get it. You don't want your ace to get he's fastball pitcher, strikeout pitcher, usually gets lit up eventually. That's just how it goes in baseball. I don't understand why would you take out the hot hand? Let it ride. He's the best pitcher. You're paying him hundreds of millions of dollars to be in this spot. I hate the new era of baseball. I hate it. Yeah. I hate it. Pitchers should be going 7-8 innings.
So if you guys are tinfoil hat wearers, and you believe that like these types of things factor into games and results and stuff like that, I mean, the first 2 games of the World Series have been watched at a higher rate than I want to say probably the last 4 or 5 World Series, and internationally.
Wait, no one wanted this though. But no one wanted this.
I know.
Weird.
But also internationally because of what Ohtani brings to the table from the Japanese market. So if you're a tinfoil hat wearer, then you would assume that the league wants at least 6 of these, right? I don't. Yeah. It doesn't. I don't think that this is rigged or fixed or whatever the fuck, But like,
the only cool part if the Yankees do win in 6 is I get to pull out that George Costanza video where he's like, "Yeah, it's 6 games."
Oh my god, that would be so. Nice. That would be epic.
We might
have the last pickoff tomorrow, and I might say bon voyage to the baseball season.
Don't even say that. Don't even say that.
But then you'll get to say hello to the college basketball season. So.
And wait, when do we get New York versus LA? Like, what other sport are we going to see this in? We're not going to see it in the NHL. The Rangers are terrible. We're not going to see it in the NBA. The Knicks are terrible, right? Give us some New York versus LA. Like, dude, Ice Cube was at Game 2 performing and dissing out the fucking Yankees. Like, this is the kind of energy and stuff that you don't get with small market teams. And I love small markets, and I'm all here for that. But the vibes for this series through 2 games have been immaculate. And I'm excited to see what New York brings out in Game 3. Even Sook was hyped up watching Game 1.
Also, you got Derek Jeter throwing out the ball, throwing out first pitch
tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Turtlenecks.
And then tomorrow's Paul O'Neill.
Bro, so we got turtlenecks and Jeter in the house.
A-Rod's in the house too.
You know what might also happen? They might get one of these bad boys.
We bring the boom. That's what we do. We bring the boom.
Thanks for the sub, Jesus. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate the subby. And also the boom. Because apparently they're Yankee fans. Although I feel like at this point they're fans of every team that's going to pay them to go there and do the dance with any fucking team that takes them there. So, whatever.
I was also waiting for the people to be like, wait, you bet against your team? I got to write something.
Oh, yeah. You can't just blindly bet the Yankees every fucking game.
And it was the first 5. I didn't say they would lose.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you cashed. You know?
Yeah. And to anyone out there thinking I'm going to have a Dodger to homer, there ain't going to be no video for that. It'll be tears. It would be tears. We don't want tears because then you got to fade me whatever I play the next day.
That would be that scene from Zombieland where you see Woody Harrelson like wiping his tears with money, right?
I texted Colby.
No,
and I said,
it
Yo,
could be, and then it'll burn it. I'll be.
Yeah. I was like, Colby, is it Shohei today? And he was like, yes, it probably is, but I'm not betting it.
Yo, him playing after the injury last game too, like that's real. That's so
I'm very curious to see what it is. Because
basically, like his shoulder popped out of the socket, and I'm pretty sure they just popped that sucker back in.
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm saying like I'm to see if it affects him in any way.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I don't think he's gonna be stealing any bases. That's for sure.
For Jesus, Colby likes the first 5 Yankees -0.5, and then Jazz and Soto hit parlay, and then Wani to go Yabarino. So there you go.
Plus,
I guess
164 for 2 guys to get ahead is
spicy.
Because
You also, I guess,
Wheeler, too.
you'd lean Yankees. I think we all kind of lean Yankees, which means
Yeah.
Dodgers outright. Chat. I wouldn't be opposed to putting just Yankees money line as the first leg of our Equinox parlay.
nope.
No.
Nope. Nope.
Let's
You don't
not
want to do that?
No, not do that.
What about like Jazz for a hit?
Let's take
Nope.
Soto.
Nope.
Let's go Soto.
Let's go Nerfy.
No, dude. I don't want to bet a Nerfy.
Dude, we gotta sit through fucking like Judge, possibly Stanton, Freeman, Mookie, and Shohei. That's the most nerve-wracking Nerfy like in the fucking world.
smacking, but-
Let's see. What's a baseball play we could do?
You want to
I
take
like
Shohei
Freeman.
hit and just go on the
I
other
like
side?
Freeman. I like Freeman for a hit too. I mean, he's been great, and his hits like -160.
What's Shohei's odds to get a hit? Hold on.
This is from I like this too. I was looking at this. I do like this play. I was looking. Although the injury is a little bit sus. I took
200?
it already, Nino. Don't you worry. But let's just do it.
200
together,
for
Nino.
Shohei to get a hit.
Minus
That's not bad
200.
for first leg.
It's not bad for a guy that bats leadoff.
But I mean, his shoulder. Like, what if his shoulder just gets fucked
He's
after one at
batting.
bat?
SBJ, he's batting.
I don't think they put him in there if he can't swing. With
Yeah.
bat.
That's true. Yeah, he did. They did say he's feeling great.
You're
and it's
still
the
going to
World
get
Series.
What about the first 5 over for both teams?
That. What is the number?
3.5, 4.5.
That's a good number.
That's
That is-
now you're thinking B.
That is actually a really good play.
Yeah, 4.5. I kind of like it. It's kind of high too. I feel like not for a reason.
I mean, we could also just take Colby's play of the Yankees' first 5 and just do it that way round.
4.5's juiced. I think is it plus money on BetOnline?
Let me just look real quick.
-110.
I would lean that 5 over.
Let's do the 5 over and just like so he doesn't have to sweat out the
There's
Yankees.
definitely going to be
Stuff.
runs.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be runs. Just because the Dodgers don't have many like good ratings today doesn't mean it's the World Series. They've been on fire.
All right, so first 5 over 4.5. Yeah,
Judge get a hit.
it was -1,000 when I looked last, which was jokes. All right, that's some baseball talk for you guys. World Series Game 3 tonight. Let's swing. We'll talk about the NHL. We were gonna have Shags in the house. Shaggy wrote about a game tonight. Go peep the scribbles for the Leafs taking on the Winnipeg Jets. He has a player prop in that game. Go check it out. I have a play that I'd like to throw out there in the NHL. Steven Stamkos for a point from the Predators, -140, and then for him to score a goal, +190 tonight. The Predators are going to Tampa Bay. This is Steven Stamkos' first time playing against his former team, the Lightning, who he played his entire career for. I don't know. He's only scored 1 goal this season, and to be honest, that was the only time I bet on him to score a goal. So I've captured the Steven Stamkos a little bit so far this season, but this is purely just about the fact that he's playing his former team. Again, first time in the building as an opponent. I think he's going to come in and play well for the Predators tonight. The Predators are finally starting to figure things out right now. So I like Stammer for a point, -140, and you can take him for a goal for +190. Not a very detailed cap there. It's not like he has a bunch of hit rate against his team. It's just he's playing his former squad. First time. It's going to be emotional probably. But they also let him go and didn't re-sign him. And the Predators were able to snag him up. So maybe he's coming out a little pissed off too. Maybe he wants to bang a goal. So, Stamkos Hattie. There you go.
I actually
Or
do
he
have
just-
sorry, SPJ, finish.
No, I was just gonna say, or he does nothing because
Oh,
sometimes
that's not
narratives
happening. I'm not going to let you
don't
finish
play
that
out.
thought. That's not happening. So
Okay,
stop.
what do you like on the icy?
It's actually exactly what Josh is talking about right here, and it's a Johnny Hockey narrative. Actually, Sean Monahan's going to Edmonton today, and he's playing the Edmonton Oilers. And we know Monahan and Johnny had a lot of battles together in Edmonton with with the whole Battle of Alberta. Their like entire tenure with the Flames was spent battling that team 3 hours away, and it was always a good one. Fans traveled to both games, and I think that with that kind of mentality in the house. We've seen Monahan this year. He's been kind of on fire and he's been playing with his heart on his sleeve. I like the over 2.5 shots on goal. And I think it should still be sitting at plus money. It was at plus 125 last I checked. And credit to Gretzky. He's the one that put this on my radar. His cheat sheets that come out every day is something that I look at every single day. So he put this on my radar, but I'm going to take this and pitch it as my own. Sean Monahan's over 2.5 shots on goal plus 130.
Yeah, he's been great. Inzi bet on his goal. He scored a goal just like maybe a couple weeks ago. His 2 shots is, let me see what his 2 shots is. 2 shots is minus 230. His 3 shots, as you mentioned, plus money at plus 136. Nice value for Monahan.
I like it there. He's not a big shots on goal guy, but again, with the narrative here, a team that he's also faced off against plenty in his career, some familiarity there. And we know that Edmonton hasn't been playing up to the level that we've come to expect. And I think that this could be a spot where, not where they catch him off guard, but just, let up a few more shots on goal, that kind of stuff. So give me the Monahan at plus 136.
I also really like the over in that game. 6.5. It's a little juice towards the over. The Oilers, probably going to go into Columbus and score a lot of goals. And the Jackets have actually been pretty good too. They're not as bad as they have been in years past, but it's still the Jackets, and I think they're going to let in some, or maybe probably score some too with how bad the Oilers have been on the back end. So I kind of like that over 6.5, but I like this Monahan play, because especially for the plus money. One more thing from that Lightning game. I almost played this as well. I really like Andrei Vasilevsky to have over 27.5 saves. This is one of those situations where the Predators have been the best shooting team in hockey. Over almost 35 shots a game. They've been peppering the net in every single game they've had. The Bolts are pretty good defensively at home especially, but I just think that the Predators are going to keep shooting a lot. So I like Vasilevsky over 27.5 saves. It's one thing you could probably ladder to 30 if you like, because of the matchup with the Predators. Any team that the Predators play between now and this trend dying, I would just go ahead and take the other team's goalie to go over their saves. So there's some plays on the ice for you guys. As I said, Shaggy wrote about that Jets Leafs game. If you guys want to go peep the scribbles at Betting News, get involved with some of that. And as V said, Betsky also puts out some good content every single day with either Betting News or his own page. So go peep what Gretzky has as well today. Okay, boys. Now we got to pick something from the NHL. What do you guys want to take for the parlay?
Why don't we take that Stammer point?
You want to take Stammer for a point?
Yeah, because the Monahan shots on goal, you can play that by itself too for plus 136. It's a little bit more of a narrative play than anything else, but I think Stammer is definitely going to get on the board tonight, especially even getting that, like, what it's like when you don't get your first goal with a brand new team. It's sort of to say like a monkey on your back. He's got the monkey off his back. I feel like the offense is going to start to open up in Nashville because we know this team is going to be good. They haven't. There's a few teams this year that have been playing up to expectations. Nashville, the Oilers, Colorado also fits the bill, I would say. And I think that over an 82-game season, it starts to average out. And against his former team, you can't tell me he's not going to fucking get him the board.
Yeah, long season, similar to NBA. You have to look at, and this is a lot of new pieces in Nashville too. So I agree with you 100%. All right, Stammer for a point, minus 140. Nice, good value. We're looking at plus 216 so far, boys. Let's move to the NBA. We'll close things out with Monday Night Football in just a minute, but let's talk about a couple things on the hardwood. I have a couple props to mention. I know you probably do too, V, to throw out there. I'll go first. I talked about this play a little bit earlier today. The line has moved a tiny bit, so I got not as good of a number as it is now, but I still like it. Give me Jaime Jaquez over 15.5 PRA. The Heat are taking on the Pistons tonight in Miami. Jaquez has hit this PRA in both games to start the season. He's going to play probably 20 to 25 minutes, being the sixth man off the bench or even the seventh guy off the bench. I don't really know why this number is 14.5. I've cashed on it both times to start the season. He's going to play. He hasn't been shooting as much, which is why I thought about taking the RA, but he's still probably good for 10 points. But he's rebounding and assisting like crazy. He's had 6 and 5 rebounds in the first 2 games of the season, and 4 and 3 assists as well. I just don't know why this number is not 16 or 17.5. If they keep setting it below 16, then I'm going to take it there. So yeah, that's my first play. And then my second play is in the late night tuck me in piece. Austin Reeves, over 9.5 rebounds and assists. I got a good line on this, -105. You can maybe find some plus monies out there for the Lakers. Lakers have been great. I mean, V and I, we've watched quite a few of these games. Anthony Davis has been awesome. LeBron has been doing LeBron things. The Lakers, for the first time in I can't remember since when they were 3-0. It's been a minute to start the season, but 3-0 to start the season. And Austin Reeves is a big factor of that. JJ Redick came out and actually said that he was really surprised at Austin Reeves. He knew he was a good player, but he didn't know that he was a fantastic player. And Austin Reeves has been delivering. He's gone over this RA number in 3 straight games, playing 35 plus minutes. And you guys know, like when the coach gives that type of seal of approval to a player in an interview like that, kind of not warranted either, like he just brought that out of nowhere kind of situation, you know they're going to get minutes. So I love this 9.5 number. He's soared over this. As you guys watched Austin Reeves play basketball, he does a little bit of everything for this Lakers team. He's been scoring a lot too. I like his points as well, but I really like this RA number. He's going to get really good rebounding guard. Definitely good for some facilitating assists, the way that they're removing that offense, or moving the ball around in Los Angeles right now. So this is my favorite play. I like this play a lot for the value. So yeah, that's what I got. What you got, V?
I got 2 plays. I'll start in this Lakers game since we're already there, but we're going with Anthony Davis over 26.5 points once again. I said it. I'm going to continue to bet this as long as it's in the 25 to 27 point range. Reason being, it's this offense is running through Anthony Davis. It's no surprise. JJ Redick talked about it on his podcast last year, and he talked about it on First Take. He's talked about it countlessly. This offense needs to run through Anthony Davis. He's their best offensive weapon. And to use him only exclusively on defense is not only a hindrance to his game, but the entire team. Through 3 games this year, he has seen the highest usage he's seen as a Laker. For the first time in his career, he's seeing a higher usage than LeBron James. This is the first time in LeBron's career that he's not leading the team in usage either. And this is also the first time since he's joined the Lakers, he started 3-0. I don't think any of that is a surprise. JJ has this team doing the things that they're supposed to be doing. He has them running motion type of offenses that are keeping defenses guessing. And AD at the center of those kinds of offenses is old school basketball that has been fucking working. You can't go small against them, which is something the Suns tried to do in their last game. And what happened? The Lakers continuously rebounded the ball on the offensive glass. It wasn't just AD. It was him tapping out the ball, and the fact that they have long, lengthier guards in guys like Rui Hachimura, guys like Austin Reeves, you just mentioned, and other guys like D'Lo who are very active in terms of the way that they move without the ball. I am really kind of loving the way that this Lakers team is playing. It's a surprise coming from me, but what I love most is Anthony Davis's game. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. It's kind of subsided since he went to LA. But I do think that, again, tonight, you run your offense through this guy. You're going to see the mismatch with Yusuf Nurkic, and you're going to see possible foul trouble, and anybody coming off the bench can't guard this guy. LeBron had an insane game last game, and AD still had 31 to 33 points. He's, again, the first Laker, I think. I don't even think Kobe's done this with 3 straight games of 30 straight points to start the season. Why not make it 4? Right? So he is over 26.5 points tonight in the same matchup we took it in last time. I've got one more. This one's probably a little more on brand for me, so don't yell at me. It's the first time I'm betting it this year.
Derek White over his PRA.
Close. Jason Tatum's over 28.5 points in a matchup with the Bucks team that has been bleeding points through the first 3 games. They've already got losses to the Chicago Bulls, and I'm going to call them yours now, SPJ, but SPJ's Nets. You know? It's been a tough year for the Bucks already this year, and I think that now coming in on a back-to-back in Boston, it's going to be a tough spot for them. I think they keep it close, though. I'm not going to take the Celtics on the spread. I do think that the Bucks are maybe doing a little bit of undervaluing of their opponents, and that's why they kind of see themselves caught in these positions. This is not a game that they're going to take lightly. This is a game that Giannis will put them on his shoulders if he needs to. This is a game that sets the tone in the Eastern Conference early on in the season. Give me Tatum's points. His three-pointer has been there. His midi has been there. And this is a matchup he historically eats. Over his last few games against this team, he's had 22 in the last game last year, but then 31, 40, 41, 35 over his last few, outside of one with an injury. He has gone bonkers on this team, both in the regular season and the postseason. Give me the over 28.5 points. It's the first time I'm betting it this year. Do not disappoint me, Mr. JT, please.
I don't think he's going to be
I don't think
honest.
so either, but here we go.
Don't come home to daddy if you don't.
All right, last NBA prop. This one is a Vsauce SPJ two-piece collab boy because I texted V about this, one of the first buttons I pressed. Jalen Green, over 21.5 points for the Rockets, taking on the Spurs tonight. Jalen Green got the bag right before the season started, got a contract extension to play with the Rockets, and he's playing like it. He's had 28, 22, and 29 his first 3 games of the season with insane volume. He's taken 25-plus shots in 3 straight games. That's the type of stuff you like to bet on, boys and girls. Just had 29 points against the Spurs team. The Spurs team is bottom 6 in the NBA defensively. I don't see that volume changing. V and I have talked about it since the start of the season. They set his line at 21.5 again. Probably worth betting it because he's going to take 20 to 25 shots again, maybe even. And I like him for 30. I think he's due for a 30 spot. He hasn't hit one yet so far to start the season. I really like Jalen Green. I know V's bet on it quite a lot throughout the season. So far, the first 3 games, I don't think it's a bad spot to take it again tonight. So
I completely agree, SPJ. The volume is what's crazy because that first game when I did bet him, he started the first quarter hot and then he went completely ice cold, and I was like, yeah, this shit's chalked. But the sheer volume, he just continues to shoot. And what's interesting to me is his 3-point volume. Let me just pull up the exact number, but his 3-point volume through 3 games has been absolutely bonkers. He's taken 10, 8, and 15 threes in the first 3 games. I don't know if there's any player right now in the NBA that's taken more. I don't even think Steph shot that many threes yet. So the volume is there. He's got the green light. And tonight tonight they face off with a Spurs team that they probably should have gotten a win against a couple of days ago, right? It's I don't know if you guys saw that Jeremy Sohan video where they're like asking him about the rivalry with Houston and San Antonio, and they're like, you guys are playing each other twice within like this many days, blah blah blah. He's like, I don't make the schedule, they're like, it's always been a rivalry, and he's just like, yeah, fuck Houston. Like, just unprovoked. I don't think it's anything malicious, but come on, you're gonna take a loss to the same team, same guys, and this is a team that you should beat, right? The Rockets are like now not projected to, but they're projected to compete for this division. Are we not excited? You guys haven't started the way you're supposed to. Ime's probably in their year, and Jalen Green has to get more efficient. I don't think his volume decreases, but I think we see an increase in his efficiency, which is going to be the biggest jump for him. So I love this play.
100%. All right, there's a lot of NBA stuff for you guys. There's a lot of other plays that we talked about earlier today in spaces that have been mentioned. Good games out there tonight. The NBA is back. Before we move on to Monday Night Football, Mr. Marcio and chat, since V and I pitched you guys multiple plays, what do you want to put in the parlay?
I think the Tatum one is got to be the one, just because then V over there has got to break up with him. Then he's got to be a Lakers fan.
Oh man, I was gonna say I really like AD. I was gonna
say chat's gonna say AD. I'll go with AD.
You want to do AD?
Yeah,
let's let V have his own little romance with Tatum in his own little corner for a little while.
Exactly.
It's like me and the Yankees. We're not putting any of that crap in this parlay.
No,
right.
I like AD quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, 4-point spread's kind of weird in Phoenix, but it's AD, man.
It's is it a 4-point spread towards the
To the Suns.
The Suns. So, like, interesting. These back-to-back games are very, very strange. It's really tough to beat a team in back-to-back days. We saw all that narrative about the Pelicans and the Trailblazers, right? In regards to baby mamas and like the fact that I don't know if you hear about this, Kobe. Mm-hmm. Brandon Ingram and Anthony Simons both have the same baby mama. Like, they both have a baby. So Brandon Ingram has a baby with her, and Anthony Simons is expecting with her right now. They played a couple of nights ago. It was a tie game. Brandon Ingram comes down, hits the game winner on Anthony Simons. Then, I think it was last night or 2 nights ago, Pelicans and Trailblazers meet again. Second time within like 3 or 4 nights. And what happens? The Trailblazers blow them the fuck out. BI ain't do shit. And I think Anthony Simons had a huge game. Huge game. So all this kind of narrative, it's hard to beat the same team twice on any given night, and that's the position the Spurs are in tonight, and the position the Rockets are, and the Suns. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some kind of wonky stuff today. Teams don't like to get beat back to back by the same team.
I hate when the NBA scheduling committee does this so early in the season.
I don't like that.
Can we get like a couple weeks in first and then get these weird back-to-backs?
Yo,
Like,
divisional
Jesus.
games too. Why are we getting them out of the way this early?
Yeah, they're just blowing their fucking shitty load all over the place. All right, let's move on from the National Basketball Association. Talk about Monday Night Football. We got 3 legs already, chat, and we will have a 4th leg for the Equinox. Let's talk football. Monday Night Football between the Giants and the Steelers. 6-point spread towards the Steelers. Over under set at 36.5 in Steel City. Colby mentioned. You want to read that stat you said to me right as we joined the stream before?
There's a lot of stats actually. I'll give you the one that I didn't say. This is the highest spread the Steelers have had, that they've been favored by since Ben Roethlisberger was on the team. And on Monday nights, the Steelers are 21-0 since '92. I'll just give you my cap right now. I like the Giants. I think the number's way too high. I may buy it up to a 7 just to get the full extra point. And the touchdown, the total's low. I know. Steelers defense is phenomenal. Honestly, maybe I don't even want to take the chance. The Giants team total is 14.5. So I don't know I don't even know what the Giants are going to do. The best thing for that team right now, they're not at MetLife. So we're already getting a better team and they're not at home. It feels like an easy under, but I don't know. If I just had to pick between a total and a side, it's the Giants +6.
I know V wrote about this game.
I also think because they played the lackadaisical dumpster fire that is the New York Jets at the moment. I don't really know that you can evaluate what the Russell Wilson experience was a week ago because of what are the Jets? What is that team?
As soon as they fired Robert Saleh, that their season was cooked.
Yeah.
V, what do you think about this game? I know you wrote about it. You dove a little deeper in. What are your 2 cents?
Man, honestly, so this is the first time that Russell Wilson, I think, has been favored by 6 or more points in quite a while. And I think that he's 0 for 8 against the spread in those kinds of situations. He's definitely not a guy that covers a lot of spreads. And Daniel Jones on primetime, we know that whole narrative, right? It's always been a tough spot. I don't even think he's ever won a game on primetime. But like Kobe said, 6 points is a lot of points. And in the NFL, of all sports, I would say that just because you have a week to prepare for one team, you have a week for narratives to build in your head, all the stuff that kind of came with the loss last week, how bad they looked, scoring just 3 points against a Cowboys defense that has been so bad this year, right? Mm-hmm. The Giants are also top 10, I think, in pass yards allowed. Their defense hasn't been that bad, but offense, they can't keep their defense off the field. They're not generating first downs. They're not moving the ball. They're not even putting themselves in scoring position. So forget about their defense. They're just on the field all the time. An interesting stat that I found was that Russell Wilson loves throwing the deep ball. And every time that he's had a good defense where he can kind of not have the entire responsibility on him, where he can just do the part on offense and not have to be worried about his defense giving up 21, 24, 25 points, he's done fantastic. His last year in Denver was kind of marred by that. Yeah, the defense was okay, but the offense wasn't there. The offensive coordinator, we saw the head coaching situation over there. It was pretty fucking bad. Now we're getting a team that believes in him. He's getting a guy like George Pickens, who's been fantastic on the outside, and a running game that consists of 2 huge running backs in Jalen Warren and Najee Harris. Yeah. Both of these guys have been fantastic. We saw Najee Harris look great last week against the Jets. Finally had a couple of 20-plus yard runs. And I think that the Steelers offense is starting to come into it a little bit. I do like some points here, but I'm not going to take the over. I'm not going to take any points. I'm taking George Pickens. George Pickens, I think, is going to have another big game. I think he stands to benefit the most out of Russell Wilson starting. We saw how happy he looked, how happy Russ and Najee Harris on the sidelines looked last week in that big, big win over the Jets. This Giants team, I think they come in with a little bit more oomph than the Jets did last week, which is a weird thing to say. But after a week, you put up 3 points against a divisional opponent. If you don't come out with some kind of fire tonight, everybody's heads are on the chopping block, including head coach Brian Dable.
Right?
head coach, Daniel Jones, everybody outside of Malik Neighbors is expendable then if they don't fucking come out with some kind of fire tonight. But give me George Pickens to get in the end zone. I got it up plus 200. I did write about his touchdown in my touchdown piece earlier this week, and I love his yards today. I think I have it at 75 plus for plus money. Let me just see what that line I got here is. But I think he has a big game.
62.5. Yeah.
62.5. I actually took it straight to 75. I didn't even take this 62.5. I really think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to get one of those big passes over the middle, down deep, and hopefully end in a touchdown. Where is it?
Just to mention, the point you made on Russell Wilson is great about his deep passing, because they made an emphasis when they brought him in to take over for Justin Fields that the reason why they did that was because he throws a better deep ball. That was one of the main talking points, and that was one of the reasons why I ended up taking Russell Wilson for his yards, over 197.5 passing yards. I thought that line was just too low. I know the Giants' passing defense is pretty good, but he had 260 plus against the Jets, as Colby mentioned, kind of unserious at the moment. But the reason he was doing that was because he was getting big chunk plays. He was getting big hits down the field. He had one to Pat Freiermuth. He had a couple to George Pickens. He was taking those shots, and they were hitting them. I really like the passing yards. However, Chad, if you guys are listening, and boys, maybe want to put this in the parlay, Russell Wilson's longest completion, the line is 34.5. He had a 44-yard pass last week. He had multiple that went over that number. He's hit that in 6 straight games dating back to his year last year with the Broncos. Like I said, they're going to take like 4 or 5 shots in this game. That's the reason why Russell Wilson is out there. He's out there to take those shots and to be efficient. So I like the longest completion as well. I really like that play. It kind of ties in with your mention of Pickens too, because Pickens is usually the beneficiary of those throws. But I like his yards too. I think he's going to get 200 plus in this game. At home, should have enough chances to get the job done through the air. So, yeah, that's what I like in this game. Kind of ties. It feels like we're seeing this game all kind of the same way, which usually is pretty scary. But lots of plays are getting dropped in the chat too.
What I was looking at earlier, I think the Giants have covered spreads 5.5 or greater this season. I mean, it's not that many. It's like 2 or 3. I try to look at more. I didn't really get what I was trying to find. So I just think it's a lot. I mean, I know it could just be easily like you can say the new offense, they could easily cover this, but
I like it.
Prime time. It's in the total so low, and it's for a reason. Obviously, I know it's Steelers defense, but I don't know why. The Giants have been terrible, but they've been all right. I don't want to say they've been great. I don't want to say they've been worth watching. They've been better than what I was. When I went back to look at the games, they were better than what I thought I was going to see. Not sexy whatsoever. But I'm always a dog guy. I always will be a dog guy.
Not a cat guy. We talked about this.
Hate cats.
Definitely a dog guy.
Sorry, cat owners.
B's a dog guy too. You're muted as well, but that's fine. So, all right. So then now we've got last leg, boys. We have reached the end of figuring out what parlay we're going to do for the Equinox, and we have to land on Monday Night Football, what we want to do. So you guys want to take this Giants +6 and throw up a little bit, or do we want to take a prop?
What about Russ pass yards or Pickens?
I don't
like
mind
both.
the Russ ones. Yeah, I like both.
Okay. You want to
Russ
do
pass yards doesn't sound bad.
I do like his passing yards. I feel like that he's going to be chucking it. The Steelers center is out. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Pickens at 62.5. He had 111 last week. All right, you got chat. You guys decide, because you're going to ride this with us. So you guys let us know. Do you guys want to take Pickens for his receiving yards, or do you want to take Russell Wilson for his passing yards? Which prop do you guys want to ride with us? I feel like I'm down for either. I feel like we all kind of are cool with either one.
I'm cool with either one.
Georgie boy.
Georgie boy. Georgie. Hello, Georgie.
Austin likes the pass yards.
Hello, Georgie. Georgie cashed me out last night. Thank you, Mr. Tight End University man. Passing yards. Okay. That's
I just
two.
locked in Giants +7 -136.
Boom.
136?
Let's do Georgie.
32. Excuse me.
Let's do Georgie.
Hi, Georgie.
Hello, Georgie. All right, we'll take Georgie.
So we can cheer for Georgie and keep saying Georgie.
I just want to keep saying all the, she's a salad. You know what's really funny, Colby, is my mom was telling me, my mom went to New York this weekend and she was telling me about her trip and she had like a steak. She was like, and I had a Caesar salad and I went, Caesar salad? She was like, what the fuck was that? V, do you know what we're talking? Do you know what we're doing?
Movie. Her name's like Movie.
There's this girl on TikTok who blew up and she like did a sketch and it sounded like she said, Caesar salad.
Her like Bits
that.
Chicken Caesar. She works for Barstool now.
I know. Good for her. She'll be on Betting News next, chat. Don't worry.
True. She'll be giving out the Chicken Caesar parlays.
As long as it's not the Hawk-Tua parlays, that's all we can get away from. All right, I'm staring at a plus 1,061 parlay for the Sports Equinox. 4 legs, 4 sports. Ride it out with us, chat, or don't. However you're feeling. Over 4.5 for the first 5 in the Dodgers-Yankees game. Steven Stamkos to record a point for the Predators in the Lightning game. Anthony Davis, 27-plus points. And then George Pickens, 63-plus receiving yards, plus 1061. That is your Betspresso 4 on this beautiful Sports Equinox. Bing, bong, bang. All right. Locking in. Let's get to it. Boom. All right, chat. There you go. We'll post it on Twitter, so you guys can give us a follow over there if you haven't already, which a lot of you guys do already anyway. But if you're not, if this is your first time hanging out with us, give us a follow at Your Betting News. Go follow these fine amigos at Colby. I always do this. At Cia_Marcio2, at Vsauce with 3 A's. Go follow me at Sweatpan Jesus. Go follow all of us at Your Betting News. We appreciate you guys so much for stopping by and hanging out with us today right here on the channel. We'll be back with you guys for quite possibly the last double dip of the season. I'll read it in a second, chat. Don't worry. I'll tell you one more time. We'll have a double dip tomorrow for you guys. Mr. Marcio on the pickoff talking about Game 4 of the World Series. And then me, Betsky, and NZ will be diving into the Puckett slate on the ice. So be sure to tap in with us tomorrow. And then special announcement, too, on Wednesdays. We will be starting with All Sauce Team on Wednesdays to ride out with you guys talking NBA, and then Up Your Units will be back as well. Get involved. Follow us. Give us a follow on here on Twitch if you're watching us on Twitch. If you're not already, we appreciate the love and the support. Damn it, Gerald. That makes me really sad. Okay, chat, here we go. Here's the parlay one more time, and then we'll get out of here and let you guys enjoy this beautiful holiday. Sports Equinox, baby. Steven Stamkos for the Nashville Predators against the Tampa Bay Lightning for a singular point. The over 4.5 in the first 5 innings in Game 3 of the World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. George Pickens over 62.5 receiving yards for the Steelers, and then the take-us-home, tuck-me-in piece of Anthony Davis over 26.5 points, plus 1061. Bing. Bong, bang. Appreciate you guys so much as always. Austin, no playback tonight. We'll maybe tomorrow, but definitely later this week. So be on the lookout. We'll tweet it out for sure. We'll have some more for you guys as well. But yeah, Twansky, be sure to DM us for your winnings. We will be doing a giveaway later this week on Thursday for Halloween, and we'll let you know what you have to do to win some stuff. So, boys, you got any final words for the kids before we scooch up on out of here?
Go Yankees!
Oh no. Oh, man. Absolutely cooked. Well, there you go, chat. You heard it here first. I'm going to get out of here before we say anything else. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. Have a fantastic night. Enjoy the Sports Equinox, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the deep? Down in the deep.
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.